Everybody, JBL, January the 9th, 2021. We have tournament stop number 2 in our club, and don't really know what to expect this morning. It's 4:56. We had a front that was blowing through most of the day today, yesterday, and it was supposed to have been done and passed by the time we got up this morning, but clouds are still pretty thick out there right now. The wind's blowing pretty good. Weather forecast for the day was supposed to be kicking off this tournament at 37 degrees, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds. It's actually 46 right now, and it's 4:57 a.m. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. I don't know. This front should have already been gone, but that's good. If it stays like it is right now, it'll be much better than bright blue skies and 10 degrees cooler. So forecast sometimes wrong. So you just get up, go fishing, and hope for the best, and we'll see what happens. So with that said, I'm going to continue to drive and get to the boat ramp safely. I should be there about 5:45, 5:50, and I'll see you guys on the water. There he is. Little dink. Son of a gun. He hit it harder than that. Boy, he ain't even gonna keep, I don't think. Nope. Son of a gun.
I mean, it's a start.
That ain't no 12-incher, would you think? Don't look like it, does it?
More like 10.
Yeah.
Here we are. I'm trying to do this voiceover. I'm using a different camera that's mounted on the console, and the sound quality on that camera is absolutely terrible. Hopefully this is just a touch better than what that would bring us. Yeah, right there was my first non-keeper of the morning, sitting in 6 to 8 feet of water, basically, throwing up on a hump that was covered in hydrilla, fishing the outside edge. We tried the inside edge, and we didn't have much luck on the inside of it, but the outside, the first 2 hours, we caught a lot of short fish and picked up an occasional keeper. Was able to get one. You'll see later in the video. It's pretty nice. Right here would be my first keeper that I did not have to measure. I think it was like a 13 and a half, might have been 14. I didn't have to measure it. I knew right away it was a keeper. So anyway, get that in the boat, and that would have been my first keeper of the morning, I believe. And yeah, I had 3 keepers, so I can't really tell in this video right now which one it was. But anyway, I've got one coming up here. I don't know if it's the bigger fish or what, but yeah, right here, I think I'm getting ready to catch one. It might be, I think it's the shorter of the 3 fish. This is one that barely measured. You'll see it, it's long and skinny. I flipped it in. I don't know. That one there, I don't know either. Can't tell with these videos. It looks long and skinny. It might have squeaked by. I had one that was like 12 and 8 inches long. It was a squeaker, and that might have been the one right there. I think I clipped the video where I was measuring one fish. It was the keeper. No, I threw it back, so that was non-keeper. I don't know if I got a video of all 3 keepers, but anyway, coming up here is throwing a jerkbait here in a minute, and you'll see where I catch a hybrid. I believe it's right here. And when I hooked into this fish, I really thought I had something going on. You know, caught one on a jerk bait and was fighting good. But being that it never even tried to jump, I knew most likely it was not going to be a largemouth. There for a minute, I thought it might have been a catfish, but ended up being a hybrid, about 2.5 pounds. Put up a good fight, and right now in Florida, the hybrids are everywhere. I mean, the last lake we fished, which was Rodman, uh, I mean, I caught hybrids all morning long, and here we are in a totally different lake and catching hybrids here, so they're pretty active right now. I think coming up right here is where I catch a 6-pounder, throwing on the outside edge of the hydrilla bed, and yeah, this is where we're gonna get that 6-pounder. I got my non-boating partner. At first, I told him I didn't need the net, and then when he seen it jump, he grabbed the net and he jumped down there and done a good job of getting the fish for me. I definitely needed it. This is a tough fishing day. So at first, we didn't think it was going to be that tough after we started catching them in the morning, but then it died out real quick. So this fish had beautiful color on it. It was dark fish. I thought at first it would have went more than what it did, but when I seen it jumping, we got it in the net. But then when I put my hands around it, picked it up, I'm like, man, fish seems awful light, and she was starting to get full of eggs. I mean, she had a decent sized gut on her, but you can tell that holding her, she wasn't going to push 8 pounds, what we originally thought. So I wasn't even sure she would make 7, but it was between 6 and 7. So trust me, I am glad she bit. I needed that fish. That's a beautiful fish right there. Nice color, you can see it. Not a blemish one on that fish. And I was trying to click the GoPro on and capture it with that. But anyway, that was it for the tournament. You've seen what I caught right here.
All right, it's JBL here. Post-tournament results. Finished third and ended up getting big fish of the tournament. I think it was the 6.25 pounder thereabout. Basically, it was a pretty tough tournament for everybody. We had low 40s, wind blowing 10 to 15 out of the northwest. I'm sure it was blowing more than that, but very tough. We stayed offshore the whole tournament. We fished the west side of the lake and set in about 6 to 8 feet of water, and we was casting up into 3 to 4 feet where there was some hydrilla beds. I spent about 2.5 hours in one area. It wasn't that big of an area, just kind of looped around it. And then we ventured on down that west shoreline where I had a half a dozen other spots. Didn't do any good there. Turn around, come back, and fished that spot. And then later in the day, we went and dealt with the wind and on the other side of the lake and fished a few spots that we had there. Didn't do any good. So all in all, very tough tournament. I ended up with 3 keepers. I had a total of 5 fish. Well, actually, then I caught a hybrid on top of that. My partner ended up catching like 7 or 8, but none of them kept. 10 plus pounds won the tournament. I had 8 plus pounds total. Second place was in the 9s. Everything after that was 1 or 2 fish or 0. It was really bad. It was bad. And but that's what happens when the temperatures fall in Florida. But anyway, I would tell you what I used is I tried a new hook. Somebody gave it to me in the club. I'm notorious for wacky rigs. Usually use VMC, but he told me to try these. I tried them. They work great. They're XPS Extreme Performance Series Pro Series tungsten wacky rig hooks. Right here you can see the package. I don't know if you guys can see that. And right here is the hook. Sometimes I use a hook with a weed guard. Sometimes I don't. Very seldom do I use weightless. I know a lot of people do, but I typically have some sort of weight to mine. My setup is an old rod that I truly love. This is what I use for my wacky rig. It's actually a Bionics, Bass Pro Shop Bionics blade, micro. It's a 7-footer, medium heavy, fast action tip on it. I am testing out wanted to try one, a Cast King. I got a Cast King reel on this just to mess with it. They're not expensive, so it's got a total of 11+1 bearing, and so far it's okay. I mean, I've had to tear it down already and clean it up. It started having some grinding, and just the castability kind of faded out on it, so I tore it apart, cleaned it up, and it worked fine during this tournament. I don't know if that's something you just got to do on a regular basis with these, but either way, 15-pound mono, black and blue flake wacky rig Senko. I've tried other Senkos. I use everything, but I always go to the black and blue. This rod I love. It works great for wacky rigs. It's got the give, because sometimes I have a tendency to really just set the hook too hard, and it compensates for that. So I keep other rods ready in case something happens with this one, but this one here I've patched up, I've made repairs to it. I just love the rod, and it every year after year, this is the rod I use. I change the reel out, but the rod, it works perfect. So anyway, with all that said, third place, had a fifth place in my tournament 1, third place tournament 2. We are off to Willaca, St. Johns River at the end of the month, and then it's a 2-day tournament away at Kissimmee, which I probably will not make. But either way, tough tournament, but I still got a third, so I'll take that. I'll take that every tournament. Third place will be fine with me. I'm good with it. Other than that, guys, that's the post-tournament results. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and we will see you again. Thanks.